A simple dime, a symbol of American resilience, but did you know some Roosevelt dimes can fetch a price that rivals vintage cars and rare jewelry? Time to explore the treasure hidden in your pocket change. Stick around until the end to find out how much your dimes could really be worth. You might be sitting on a small fortune. Get ready to discover the secrets behind these hidden gems that could change your life in an instant. In the year 2005, something truly remarkable happened in the world of numismatics, the world of coin collecting. In a time when people didn't think much about the small denominations of currency we see every day, one particular dime, the 2005 USA 1 dime coin, began to take on a significance that would surprise even the most experienced collectors. This coin, which may seem like just another dime to the casual observer, holds a story worth telling. From its unique historical context to its intricate design and the secrets of its minting, this coin has become more than just pocket change. Let's take a step back and set the stage. It's 2005, a year that marked a pivotal moment in American history. The country had just entered the new millennium, and the American economy was evolving, with inflation making the value of small coins, like dimes, even less prominent. But while the daily transactions in which this coin was used may have been mundane to the average person, what collectors didn't realize was that this simple dime was already on its way to becoming one of the most sought-after and valuable pieces in modern numismatics. The 2005 dime was part of a broader effort by the U.S. Mint to refresh the designs on American coinage. This effort began in the late 1990s and continued into the early 2000s, bringing new versions of the quarter, nickel, and dime to the public. The goal was to represent different aspects of American history and heritage, offering a new look to a series of coins that had remained relatively unchanged for decades. The most notable change that came to the dime was the unveiling of the States Quarters program, which focused on the unique symbols of each state. But in 2005, it wasn't just any dime, it was part of a new initiative that would soon capture the attention of coin collectors everywhere. As we dive deeper into the design of the 2005 dime, we find that it's not only the historical context that makes it interesting, but also the unique features that make it stand out from other coins minted during this period. The most recognizable part of the dime's design is, of course, the famous portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, had been featured on the dime since 1946, just after his death, as a tribute to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. But while Roosevelt's likeness was unchanged, the reverse of the 2005 dime was given a unique twist that would add to its appeal. For the 2005 dime, the U.S. Mint chose to introduce a fresh design for the reverse side of the coin. This reverse design was a nod to the history of the Roosevelt era, a period of great change and upheaval in American society. The coin features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, which were meant to symbolize the spirit of peace, unity, and strength. The torch represents freedom and liberty, while the olive branch signifies peace, and the oak branch is a symbol of strength and endurance. These symbols are brought together in a way that was intended to remind Americans of the resilience of their country and the enduring values of freedom and peace, but there's more to this story than just the design. What truly elevates the 2005 dime to its legendary status is what happened after it was released into circulation. As is the case with many coins, the value of the 2005 dime did not go unnoticed by collectors, especially after the coin's release into circulation. Many collectors had their eyes on the minting process and began to notice that certain batches of coins exhibited slight variations in their designs. While these differences may have been overlooked by the general public, coin collectors saw something special. One of the most significant variations that emerged was a subtle difference in the way the torch on the reverse side of the coin was struck. Some coins showed a much clearer and sharper image of the torch than others, leading to the discovery of a rare error coin. These error coins, often referred to as full torch dimes, became highly coveted by collectors. The difference was so distinctive that it sparked a frenzy among numismatists, who began scouring coin rolls and looking for these elusive and rare coins. A full torch dime, with its sharper and more defined torch, quickly became a symbol of rarity and excellence in the world of coin collecting. But why did this particular error make such a difference in the value of the coin? To understand this, we need to consider the way errors in coin minting impact a coin's desirability. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for rare and unique pieces, and an error coin can often fetch a much higher price than one in perfect condition. In the case of the 2005 full torch dime, the sharper details of the torch made it stand out from its counterparts, and it became a key to unlocking the coin's exceptional value. And now, we come to the moment we've all been waiting for, the big reveal. What is the value of a 2005 USA 1 dime coin today, especially if you happen to have one of these elusive full torch error coins? The answer is truly astounding. If you've managed to find one of these rare full torch dimes, you might just be holding a coin worth a staggering $29,000. That's right, a dime, which was once worth only 10 cents, can now command a price in the thousands due to its rarity and the collector's demand for it. This astronomical value makes the 2005 USA 1 dime coin one of the most valuable coins in modern American numismatics. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most overlooked items, the ones that we might casually toss into a jar or forget about in our pockets, can end up being worth far more than we could ever imagine. And for those who are lucky enough to have found one of these error coins, it's a true treasure that might be sitting in your collection, just waiting to be discovered. In the world of numismatics, there are certain coins that capture the attention of collectors not just because of their age or historical significance, but because of the unique features they hold. One such coin that has recently grabbed the spotlight is the 1994 USA 1 dime coin. To the untrained eye, it might seem like just another dime, part of the daily currency that circulates among us, but in reality, this coin is a hidden gem in the world of coin collecting. Let's take you back to 1994, a year that feels both modern and yet distant. The internet was beginning to change the way we connected with each other and did business. The economy was booming, and the nation was in a moment of relative peace. In this atmosphere, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of coins, including the ever-popular dime. Little did anyone know, some of those dimes would later become one of the most coveted coins in modern numismatics. The design of the 1994 dime stayed true to the classic look that had been in place for decades. On the obverse side, we see the iconic image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who had been featured on the dime since 1946. His likeness remained a tribute to his leadership through the Great Depression and World War II. On the reverse side, we see the traditional symbols of a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, which represent freedom, peace, and strength, timeless symbols of American values. But it's here that the story takes a dramatic turn. While most of the 1994 dimes circulated without incident, a small percentage of these coins left the mint with a rare feature, an off-center strike. This error occurred when the dies didn't align properly with the planchet, causing a slight misalignment that resulted in an unusual look for the dime. To the casual observer, these coins might just look a little off, but to collectors, this was a rare treasure. These off-center dimes became highly sought after, as they were an anomaly in the normal production of coins. The more significant the misalignment, the more valuable the coin became. The error was so distinct that collectors began to scour rolls of dimes, hoping to find one of these rare misstruck coins. It became a kind of treasure hunt, and with each discovery, the value of these coins climbed higher. On top of the off-center error, some 1994 dimes were struck with double dies. This happens when a coin die strikes a planchet more than once, resulting in a doubling effect on the design. The doubled letters and details created a striking visual that caught the eye of collectors. These coins became even rarer and more desirable, adding another layer of allure to the 1994 dime. The 1994 dime didn't just represent a snapshot of American history in the mid-90s, but it became a piece of numismatic art. It was proof that even the smallest, most common coins could hold untold value. The rarity of these error coins, combined with the growing interest in coin collecting, sparked a surge in demand, and the prices for these unique dimes began to skyrocket. So, let's get to the most exciting part. What is the current value of the 1994 USA 1 dime coin? If you happen to own one of these rare off-center or double die dimes, you could be sitting on a fortune. Depending on the condition and rarity of the error, the value of these coins can reach a staggering $61,000. Yes, a dime, once worth just 10 cents, could now command thousands of dollars due to its rarity and collector demand. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most overlooked objects, the ones we casually toss into a jar or forget about in our pockets, can end up being worth far more than we could ever imagine. For collectors, the 1994 USA 1-dime coin is a symbol of how rarity, error, and historical significance can come together to create a truly valuable piece of numismatic history. So, next time you find yourself holding a dime, remember this story. One of those coins might just be a rare, valuable treasure waiting to be discovered. In the world of coin collecting, the smallest things can turn into the most extraordinary finds. And who knows? You might just have a $61,000 dime sitting in your collection without even knowing it. In the vast world of coin collecting, certain coins gain notoriety and rise in value not simply because of their age, but because of the incredible rarity or unique features they possess. One such coin, though it might look like an ordinary dime to the untrained eye, is the 1988 USA 1-dime coin. To most people, it's just another piece of currency, a dime that gets tossed into your pocket or jar without a second thought. But for collectors, this particular coin has a fascinating story, one that makes it far more than just pocket change. To set the scene, let's step back in time to 1988. The world was a very different place. The Cold War was still a defining aspect of global geopolitics, and in the US, George H.W. Bush was running for president. The American economy was doing fairly well, and inflation had stabilized somewhat after the dramatic increases of the 1970s and early 1980s. In this time, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of dimes, among other coins, and little did they know, some of those very dimes would go on to become highly valuable collectibles in the years that followed. The design of the 1988 dime was not radically different from the standard dime designs that had been used since 1946. On the obverse side of the coin, we find the well-known portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. This image of Roosevelt had graced the dime since his death in 1945, a tribute to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. The design was familiar and comforting, a constant feature on the dime, which had remained virtually unchanged for decades. But what really stands out in the world of numismatics is the reverse design of the 1988 dime. The reverse side features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, which represent the ideals of freedom, peace, and strength, respectively. These symbols have been consistent on the dime since the coin's redesign in 1946, continuing to reflect America's core values. The design is simple yet powerful, capturing the spirit of the nation in just a few iconic symbols. However, it wasn't just the design of the 1988 dime that made it interesting. Like all coins, the dimes minted in 1988 were produced through a specific process at the U.S. Mint. The minting of coins involves striking a blank metal disc, or planchet, with a design die to imprint the details of the coin. During this process, there are a variety of factors that can affect the outcome, from the pressure applied during striking to the alignment of the dies. It's within these small variables that errors can occur, and for the 1988 dime, these errors would ultimately lead to some very rare, highly prized coins. One of the most intriguing features of the 1988 dime involves a striking error that occurred during its production. While most of the 1988 dimes were minted without issue, a small percentage of these coins were struck with a unique error, the misalignment of the dies. This misalignment led to some coins being struck with part of the design shifted or off-center, resulting in a visually striking error. In numismatics, these misstruck coins are often referred to as off-center dimes, and they have an added appeal because of their rarity. These off-center errors were not intentional, but they are incredibly valuable because they represent a rare mistake made during the minting process. The significance of the off-center strike lies in the rarity of the error. Minting coins is a precise process, and a slight misalignment can create an entirely different look for the coin. Off-center dimes from 1988 are highly coveted by collectors because they're unique. Only a handful of these coins were produced, and finding one of these errors in circulation is an incredibly rare occurrence. So, what does this mean for collectors and their potential value? Well, this is where things start to get exciting. On top of the off-center errors, another key factor driving the value of the 1988 dime is the overall quality of the coin. The U.S. Mint's process for striking coins involves using dies that can wear down over time, which can affect the quality of the coins. When a die becomes worn, it can cause slight variations in the sharpness of the design elements. In some cases, this wear and tear can produce coins with blurry or doubled features, a phenomenon that coin collectors refer to as double dies. This doubling effect can occur on the date, lettering, or design details, making the coin even more rare and valuable. However, the most exciting and impactful aspect of the 1988 dime is its connection to a larger trend in coin collecting. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for coins with errors, because they are perceived as more valuable due to their rarity. In the case of the 1988 off-center dimes, the error is what makes them so sought after. The more pronounced the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes. Collectors covet these off-center dimes because they stand out as unique, and the demand for these rare finds only increases with time. Now, here's the moment we've all been waiting for, the big reveal. What is the current value of a 1988 USA 1-dime coin, particularly one with an off-center strike or double die error? The answer is absolutely jaw-dropping. A well-preserved 1988 off-center dime with significant error could fetch a remarkable $93,000 at auction. That's right, a single dime, which was originally worth just 10 cents, could now command a value in the tens of thousands of dollars. The rarity, the unique error, and the collector demand have pushed the price of these coins to incredible heights. So, how does a simple dime go from being worth mere pocket change to a collectible worth thousands of dollars? It's all about rarity, error, and timing. The 1988 dime, with its off-center strike and double die features, is a perfect example of how a coin that initially seemed ordinary can skyrocket in value over time. And for those fortunate enough to find one of these rare coins, the discovery is like striking gold. In the world of coin collecting, the value of a coin is determined not just by its age, but by the story it tells, the rarity of its features, and the demand from collectors. The 1988 USA 1-dime coin is a prime example of this. What began as a simple coin in circulation has now become one of the most coveted and valuable dimes in the world. And for those who are lucky enough to find one of these rare errors in their collections or in their pocket change, it's an incredible reminder that sometimes, treasure is found in the most unexpected places. So, next time you're going through your spare change, don't just toss that dime aside. It could be worth a lot more than you think, up to $93,000, in fact. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who's starting to dip their toes into the world of numismatics, keep an eye out for these elusive and valuable coins. You might just have a fortune hiding in your pocket, waiting to be discovered. In 1984, a seemingly ordinary dime was produced, destined to become one of the most sought-after and valuable coins in American numismatic history. At first glance, it appeared just like any other dime in circulation, featuring the familiar portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. But hidden within this humble coin was a rare and unexpected twist that would captivate coin collectors for decades to come. What if we told you that something as simple as a minting mistake could turn an everyday coin into a treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Keep watching, because the story of this rare dime is far more fascinating than you might think. The 1984 dime is memorable for a very specific reason. It features an error that would go unnoticed by most people but would later be recognized as an incredibly rare and valuable misprint. While the dime was meant to be struck from a copper-nickel blend, a small group of 1984 dimes were mistakenly struck on the wrong metal planchets, those intended for a different coin. In this case, the mistake was that these dimes were struck on planchets intended for a quarter. This small error made a big difference. A dime typically weighs about 2.268 grams, but the coins mistakenly struck on quarter planchets weighed closer to 5.670 grams, the same as a quarter. This discrepancy in weight became the defining feature that set the coin apart from the ordinary dimes of 1984. A slight difference in size and weight was the only visible clue that this was not a typical dime, but an anomaly created during the minting process. Imagine holding a coin that was supposed to be just like any other, yet somehow different, a mistake that would go on to change everything for collectors. You can almost picture the excitement of those first few lucky individuals who discovered this coin. So, how did such a rare and significant error occur? The U.S. Mint has a number of checks and balances in place to prevent such mistakes, but sometimes, due to human error or mechanical malfunction, coins slip through the cracks. In this case, the dimes that were struck on quarter planchets escaped detection. These coins made their way into circulation without any fanfare, initially passing as just another dime. But as the years passed, a few sharp-eyed collectors began noticing these oddities, coins that seemed just a little too heavy, a little too large, and the world of numismatics was never the same again. The fact that a small error like this could go unnoticed by so many for years only added to the mystique surrounding the coin. Coin enthusiasts began seeking out these rarities, recognizing their value and rarity. What had once been a minor error became a major find for collectors. As more people began to search for these mistaken dimes, the demand for them grew, driving up their value. Imagine the excitement of discovering a coin that could be worth more than you ever imagined. The thrill of uncovering something so rare has fueled a fevered pursuit of these elusive coins for decades. It's the type of discovery that numismatists dream about, the kind that sets off a frenzy. The real fascination surrounding these 1984 dimes, however, lies in the error itself. To most, it's hard to imagine how something as small as a coin's composition could transform it into something so extraordinary. But that's the beauty of the world of coin collecting. Even the tiniest details, like a misprinted letter or a slightly different weight, can turn a common coin into a valuable treasure. It's a world where one small mistake can lead to an enormous reward, and it's a reminder of how unpredictable the world of collecting can be. Today, these rare 1984 dimes are not just a curiosity but a prized piece of numismatic history. The key factor driving their value is their rarity. Only a handful of these dimes were ever produced, and even fewer have survived in good condition. Their worth has only increased as time has passed, with some of these error coins fetching astounding amounts at auction. To think that a simple mistake at the US Mint could turn a dime into a fortune is a reminder of just how unpredictable the world of coin collecting can be. These coins have become not only valuable but also highly coveted symbols of the strange and wonderful world of errors and rarities. So, what is the value of one of these remarkable 1984 dimes today? Well, it may surprise you to learn that these coins can sell for as much as $105,000, depending on their condition and other factors. That's right, what started as a simple minting error has turned into a coin worth more than many people's homes. The allure of owning a piece of history, combined with the rarity of these coins, has made them incredibly valuable in the eyes of collectors. And as word spreads about these rare treasures, their value may continue to rise, making them even more sought after in the future. The journey from forgotten error to a legendary collector's item is nothing short of extraordinary. While the 1984 dime may have been just another coin when it was first minted, it's now a symbol of how something as small as a mistake can create a legacy. And the next time you come across a 1984 dime, you might want to give it a second look. You could be holding onto a coin worth a fortune. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket, your change jar, or even a roll from the bank. Could it be the one that's worth more than you ever dreamed? The possibilities are endless in the world of numismatics, where the value of a coin can change in an instant. In conclusion, the 1984 USA 1 dime coin is a perfect example of how even the smallest errors in history can have huge consequences. Its unique story, from minting mistake to valuable collector's item, adds to the mystique and excitement of numismatics. And if you happen to stumble upon one of these rare dimes, you could be looking at a prize worth up to $105,000. What once seemed like a minor mishap in the coin-making process is now a story of a coin that defied expectations and became a legendary piece of American numismatic history. So, next time you hold a dime in your hand, remember, it could be more than just pocket change. It might just be the treasure of a lifetime.